Are you ready for this? Seriously, you need to ask yourself that question before we dive into these photos of Sara Paxton because what we're about to reveal is way too real and might completely change how you see her. Make sure you stick around until the very end of this video because the photos we've saved for last are absolutely jaw-dropping and show a side of Sara that barely anyone gets to see. Trust me, you're not ready for what's coming. Sara Paxton has been in the entertainment industry since she was a child, appearing in everything from kids' shows to horror movies to romantic comedies. Most people have a very specific image of her as the blonde, bubbly, girl-next-door type who's always smiling and playing sweet characters. That mainstream image is real, but it's only showing you a tiny fraction of who Sara actually is. These two real photos are about to expose the whole truth, and honestly, it's way more interesting than anything you've seen before. Let's start with the early career photos that show just how young Sara was when she entered this industry. There are images of her as a little kid doing commercials, photo shoots, and early acting work. Looking at these pictures now, you see a child who was working in an adult world, and there's something both impressive and slightly sad about that. She's smiling in these early photos, clearly talented and capable, but she's also just a kid who should have been playing and being carefree. These images remind us that Sara didn't have a normal childhood. She was working and performing from a very young age. Here's where things get really interesting. The two real photos from Sara's teenage years show her going through all the awkward phases that everyone experiences, except hers were documented and public. There are images of her with different hairstyles, some questionable fashion choices, experimental makeup looks, and just generally figuring out her identity like all teenagers do. What makes these photos so relatable is seeing that even someone who grew up on camera went through the same awkward stages as everyone else. She wasn't born perfectly polished. She had to figure out her style and identity through trial and error, just like regular people. Now let's talk about the party and social photos that show Sara living life and having fun. There are images from various events, nights out with friends, festivals, and social gatherings where she looks like she's genuinely enjoying herself. In these pictures, she's not always perfectly put together. Sometimes her hair is messy, her makeup is smudged, or she's making weird faces. These two real moments show someone who's actually living and experiencing life rather than just posing for perfect photos. You can see her dancing, laughing, being silly with friends, and just being a young person having fun. All of these two real photos paint a picture of Sara Paxton as someone who's multifaceted, real, imperfect, adventurous, and genuinely human. She's not the one-dimensional character or image that mainstream media presents. She's complex, real, and honestly more interesting because of her imperfections and realness. If you made it this far and these two real photos changed how you see Sara Paxton, do us a huge favor and smash that like button. Subscribe to our channel because we're constantly finding and sharing these authentic, unfiltered looks at celebrities that show who they really are. Comment below and tell us what surprised you most about Sara and which celebrity you want us to feature next. Share this video with anyone who loves seeing the real truth behind celebrity images because this content is too good to keep to yourself. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.